हरिः शरणम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गो लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैर्वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदिर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। My dear fellow seekers in the path of spirituality, today we will be discussing about the Sankhya and Yoga of Bhagavad Gita. Sankhya in the Gita does not mean the system of philosophy known by that name, nor does Yoga mean Patanjali Yoga. The scholastic version of the Sankhya is a frank dualism of Purusha and Prakriti, that is self and not self, which is transcended in the Gita, which affirms the reality of a supreme self who is the Lord of all. Sankhya gives an intellectual account of the intuition of the unchanging one. It is the yoga of knowledge. The yoga of action is karma yoga. The knowledge hitherto described is not to be talked about and discussed academically. It must become an inward experience. In the Gita, Sankhya lays stress on knowledge and renunciation of desire, and yoga on action. How is one who knows that the self and body are distinct, that the self is indestructible and unmoved by the events of the world, to act? The teacher develops Buddhi Yoga, or concentration of understanding. Buddhi is not merely the capacity to frame concepts, it has also the function of recognition and discrimination. The understanding must be trained to attain insight, constancy, equal-mindedness. Samatha, the mind, instead of being united to the senses, should be guided by buddhi or intellect, which is higher than mind. It must become united to buddhi. One is advised to be buddhiyukta. The influence of a scholastic Sankhya, which was in the earlier stages at the time of Gita, is here evident. According to it, the Purusha is inactive and bondage and liberation do not belong to it in reality. They are essentially the work of Buddhi, one of the 24 cosmic principles. Out of Prakriti evolve successively 5 elemental conditions of matter: ether, air, fire, water, and earth. 5 subtle properties of matter: sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. Buddhi or Mahat, which is the discriminating principle of intelligence and will. Ahankara or self-sense, and mind with its 10 sense functions, 5 of knowledge and 5 of action. liberation is achieved when Buddhi discriminates between Purusha and Prakriti. This view is adapted to the Gita theism. Buddhi is the driver of the chariot of the body, drawn by the horses of the senses, which are controlled by the reins of mind. The self is superior to Buddhi, but is a passive witness. In the Katha Upanishad, Buddhi is the charioteer which controls the senses through the mind and enables it to know the self. If the Buddhi is lit up by the consciousness of the self and makes it the master light of its life, its guidance will be in harmony with the cosmic purpose. If the light of the Atman is reflected in Buddhi in a proper way, that is, if the Buddhi is cleared of all obscuring tendencies, the light will not be distorted and Buddhi will be in union with the spirit. The sense of egoism and separateness will be displaced by a vision of the harmony in which each is all and all is each. Sankhya and Yoga are not in the Gita discordant systems. They have the same aim but differ in their methods. Hari Om Tat Sat.